welcome back or welcome to my channel. My name is Taylor and today we'll be doing a little April book haul. I didn't spend too much, but I got a gift card this month. Let's just say that. But before we hop in the video, remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you love all things books. So as we were going on our book purchasing endeavors this month, I had two goals in mind. The first one being is to pick up a few books for the Asian Readathon for the month of May. There will be a video coming for that in a couple weeks. Depends on when this one comes out and when I start reading for those. So some of those books will be featured in here, as well as I try to expand some of the genres I have on my shelf. I have mostly young adult books and mostly romance books, so I tried to expand a little there. So you'll see some growth. Not all, because I am still a bit of a creature of habit, but we'll see. So let's start with the books I got from Barnes & Noble. So I got two books from Barnes & Noble, and I got both of these off of that mystery thriller shelf that they had out, because I only have, I think, two books that can be considered thrillers on my shelf, and they're both YA, so I got two adult thrillers. The first one being How to Kill Men and Get Away with It by Katie Brent. So this one was intriguing me, obviously, by the cover. Cover is bright, fantastic. The title is very clickbaity. And from what I read from the back of it, it literally kind of seems like a woman kills a man out of self-defense, then discovers that she might have a taste for killing men. And this one is basically like a thriller. It's got some dark comedy in it. And it literally says, I've got a taste for revenge. And quite frankly, I'm killing it. A deliciously dark, hilariously twisted story about friendship, love, and murder. So for a foray into adult thrillers, I've really only read one adult thriller, and that is the Mindfuck series. And I haven't finished it yet, but that definitely is a 5-star series for me. So I'm excited to see if this one is also up there. So this one was featured on the thriller table. It's called To Have and to Heist. But I definitely think this is basically a heist thriller combined with a romantic comedy, and that's what sold me. I was like, well, if we're going to try and expand a little, we don't have to expand too far. Give me the rom-com and throw in a heist. I love a good heist movie, so I'm probably going to love a good heist, book. And it says, to exonerate her best friend, one woman must mastermind a jewelry heist during the wedding of the season in this hilarious romantic comedy caper. And this is by Sarah Desai. So this one might appear on my Asian readathon list this month. I'm not completely sure which ones I've decided will be for which prompts, but this is a contender and it definitely sounds really fun. Then I got 3 books from Books A Million. 2 of them I used a gift card on that my boss gave me for a graduation gift, so I spent about $20. Plus, I used one of my coupons from my membership on it. But these books are both from Afterglow by Harlequin, which is a subset of Harlequin that I believe focuses primarily on new adult romances. I'm not completely sure, but they're short, quick, easy books from what I can see. So the first one I got was Manila Takes Manhattan by Carla D. Guzman, I think that's how you say the last name, and it says, fans of Jasmine Gilroy and Helen Huang will adore this irresistibly engaging story of 2 Filipino celebrities caught between everything they want and everything they are. And it says, how do you follow your heart when it's in 2 places? So from what I read from the back, it follows an aspiring singer and an aspiring actress who have a little fling and then discover that they will be working on the same movie for the next month and a half. And I'm just like, the forced proximity? I'll take it. And since it has Filipino lead and a Filipino author, this is also another contender for the Asian Readathon this month. Sounds fun. Then I picked up The Boyfriend subscription by Steven Salvatore. And did I pick it up primarily because of the cover and because I've kind of seen it all over my For You page on Instagram? Yes. And it says here, equal parts sizzling sweet and irresistibly fresh. Steven Salvatore's The Boyfriend subscription is the LGBTQIA+ pretty woman rom-com fans have been waiting for. So I did not know. I kind of glanced at the back, but I was like, this sounds good. I'm going to buy it. But now that I know that it's a queer pretty woman, I'm a little intrigued. I'm intrigued. Right now I'm reading a bit of a queer 13 going on 30. So I'm happy to see where this falls in my favorites list. Then I picked up this story called The Grimoire of Grave Fates. Now this one is very intriguing. So essentially, from what I gathered, there are these 2 authors here, Hannah Alkaff, I'm not completely sure, and Margaret Owen, who came up with the concept for this book. And then I think there's like 18 different authors who contributed to the writing of this book. And it essentially takes place in a magical realm, and it follows 18 different perspectives. Let's see. It says, what does it say here? It says, told from 18 diverse perspectives with chapters written by 18 best-selling and critically acclaimed authors. So essentially it follows a mysterious death at this magical boarding school sort of situation, and it follows 18 different perspectives, and it's queer, BIPOC, it kind of spans the spectrum of diverse characters and diverse authors, and I'm just very excited. So I'll read what the back says. Professor of Magical History Septimus Dropwort has just been murdered. Now everyone at the Galileo Academy for the Extraordinary is a suspect. Now, remember how she says she hates hardcovers? I was going by this. This one the cover's intriguing and the concept's intriguing. Plus, I love these sort of short story-esque bind-ups of different authors' works, because it lets you kind of know some authors that you might be intrigued with, but, haven't tried out. For example, Mason Deaver is in here, and Hafsa Faisal is in here, are two authors that I've been intrigued to try their work. So I'll get to taste test it here. But it doesn't sound so much like a short story as it is a collection of stories that build a, cohesive plot line. So I'm curious to see how this works out. Then I closed my shopping endeavors out at Target because they have some of the best deals on books for mainstream book shopping. And I got this book that I saw Rachel Catherine mention in a recent video called Snow Globe. And this is, I don't know if this is a debut novel or not, but it's by Soo-young Park. She is a South Korean author, and it was translated by Jung Lee Comfort. Review. First of all, look at these in papers. But apparently this was a very popular book in South Korea. It's a YA dystopian sci-fi, and it's part of a duology, and it says, how far would you go to escape the cold? And on the back, Entertainment Weekly has a blurb saying, The Hunger Games meets Squid Game in Soo-young Park's dystopian thriller Snow Globe. And I'm sold. It definitely sounds like we're going to deal with media and government and capitalism and all sorts of things in this book. I'm not completely sure what it's going to be like, but I was never really big on the dystopians as a kid, even though I was prime age, prime generation for dystopian novels. And I would say this is probably the first true sci-fi I've ever picked up for myself. But the cover is absolutely beautiful. The inside is absolutely beautiful. And I'm sat and ready to read. I also think this might be the first truly translated piece of literature I have. So I'm very excited to see what I think of it this month. Then the last book I picked up from Target is A Whole Song and Dance by Sarvanaz Tosh. Obviously, my pronunciation skills are not the greatest. It's the end of the day. I picked it up mainly because there is a blurb from an author that I've read relatively recently, Adib Karam, who was the author of Kiss and Tell, which I read and reviewed on here, which was a queer story. And this one is interesting because it kind of reminds me of the similarities of first year of college vibes that I thought I was going to get with Fresh. Hopefully it's a little less cringy than Fresh for me. I don't know, but basically I guess it follows a girl in her first semester in art school, and then she needs a tutor romance. This was in the young adult section of Target. However, since it's first year of college, I would probably venture to say it's probably new adult, so maybe a little more grown up, but we'll have to see. I don't know spice levels or anything what's going on here, but I do know it's a romance, probably some coming of age going on in here as well. But that is the last book for this haul. Let me know which book you're most excited to read / most excited to see me review, and what books are you excited to see come out, because April was a month of releases, and those are just some of the books that I saw out and about that I was excited for.